to say anything else, I'm going to hand over to our fantastic lead campaigner, Zainab. Well done, Zainab.
Hello, everybody. Is this on? Yeah? Is it? Okay, because I can't hear myself through this thing. I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that's turned out. I know that this has been a last-minute thing, and one of the things, just to give you a bit of context about how it started, I basically put a tweet out on Twitter, managed to get people to put it out there. We got a lot of attention, got a lot of traction. Off the back of that, we had some journalists contact myself saying that they wanted to do an article about the fact that this place, this community hub that is vital to our community, is closing. She asked to do an article, and I said, I don't think you should do an article with just me. We need to involve as many women from the community. This is not just an individual issue, this is a community issue. Off the back of that, we did a brilliant article. It's out today in My London. Go and look online, check it out. And then, to build on the momentum from that, we thought we should come together as a community and have a demonstration. There's no point being a keyboard warrior. There's no point doing the work behind a computer screen. You have to come out to the streets, grassroots, from the community. This is where it is at. Now, why is this space really important? One, as a woman, the women's only gym is really significant and important to this community because it provides a safe space for women who otherwise wouldn't to come out to exercise, okay? 66% of the membership at this gym is women. Just let that sink in. What does that tell you? We know that our communities are predisposed to a number of health conditions. The pandemic exposed it. Who are the people who suffered the most? It was working class communities, it was black, Asian, minority, ethnic communities who suffered in the pandemic. Our doctors, our NHS, our health practitioners tell us that we need to exercise, but you want to take away our health facilities from us. This is a backward step, okay? Now, it's not just also a safe space for women, and I have to say, a lot of people want to push the argument that it's a safe space for women who come from particular religious backgrounds. It's not just that. There are women who choose to come here because they feel safer to be in a women's space, because they want to avoid being pestered, they want to avoid sexual harassment, they want to avoid men hogging the machines with their bravado and their machismo, showing off how hard that they can bench press. No. We use this space because it's a safe space, but also it's a space for the community, not just the women. I see children here. I see parents bring their children. This is a community hub. This is a space for people to come together, to gather, to convene, to check in with people. And for a lot of people in our communities, in our working class minority communities, this is probably the one space that they have outside of their homes, and you're taking that away from us. It's fine if you're going to do that, but replace it with a like-for-like alternative. That's what we ask. We have not had any transparency. We have not been consulted. There has been no community engagement. I'll tell you something. I know that this isn't entirely to do with the council, right? What we're hearing is that it is West London College who own the premises, who have given notice saying that this place has to close to make way for a construction college. I ask you this, and this was unbeknownst to me as someone who lives in the community. Why is it that across the road they spent money, West London College, with the Barclay Group, they spent millions to build a construction college? Why are you then bringing it from there to here? What did you spend that money on? How do we know that they are being transparent and telling us the truth? You can see just behind you there, okay, they're building flats. How do we know that that is not what is going to happen in this space? We don't know that. The other thing that I also want to say is Karen Redhead, who's the CEO of West London College. When I tried to ask her questions, when I asked for accountability, she blocked me. Very embarrassing. She also did the same to my comrade here, Angela, from Cash Clean Air for Southall and Hayes. interesting that you will not engage with the black and Asian minority ethnic women from this community who are asking you questions. There's a sign up there. What does that say?
Proud to support our local community.
Proud to support our local community. Please ask me if you cannot even engage with us.
Based in Sussex or some posh place, somewhere in Gerrard's Cross.
Absolutely.
That's the community they're talking about.
Absolutely. That is virtue signalling. You cannot even sit and have a conversation with us. The way they went about this was completely unethical. We know this. They gave us hardly any notice. Where are our local officials? Where are our community leaders? We have all collectively written to our MPs. We have written to our local councillors. They're invisible. They're not here today. I tell you what it is. It's an indictment on them. Do you know why? Because it actually shows the level of disdain that they have for working class ethnic minority communities. They think that we're going to be pacifist, back-footed, meek. We're not that. We're not. We're here to make noise and we're here to embarrass them and we're here to let them know that it's not okay if you take away our vital community assets. Name and shame. Name and shame. And yes, people are saying that they are going to replace, in Dormers Wells Leisure Centre, we are going to have a women's only space. I hope that happens. The question is, we don't know when. We could wait a year, we could be waiting for 2 years. But how does that replace the loss of the entire building? It doesn't. And the question that I also have to ask you, if this area is being gentrified as we can see, why is there no local engagement and at what cost? Removing our community hubs, disenfranchising us, how is that right? How is that fair? It's not. So we're here today to make some noise, to name and shame. Thank you to everyone that has turned out. We really appreciate the solidarity. I'm just one person that tried to make a little bit of noise. I couldn't have done it on my own. People probably thought I was being ridiculous. Who is this girl? I'm not affiliated to anyone. I don't have any access to power or money or anything to be able to make a big campaign. But I tried. And that's all we can do. We start from somewhere. Thank you very much. One thing I also want to say, and this is really important, I'm sure other people might speak to this. I've been a Labour voter my entire life, right? I'm not here to, make critiques on people in terms of their politics. I call myself a socialist. I've always been left-leaning. I voted for Labour my entire life. I became a Labour Party member because of Jeremy Corbyn, because I believed in his ideals. I'm becoming really disillusioned. I mean, we've got some great Labour Party politicians, okay? We've got Tandesi in Slough, really vocal. Virendra Sharma, back-footed, takes the community for granted, takes our votes for granted, will appear when there's a photo opportunity, but then disappears. It's a travesty. Enough is enough. Thank you.